What is happening, people? Welcome back to the Scarfey Talks Premier League podcast. Apologies for my absence in terms of the hosting. The podcast has kept going, though, thanks to the likes of the wonderful Martin Frank and John Sinclair, who've both hosted for me. Speak of the devil and John Sinclair, he's actually joining me today as a guest, so you can sit back and relax for this one, John. But how are you doing? And thank you for joining me.
Big up to Harry, big up to the chat as well, big up to everyone in the room as well. Thanks, Amazon, and yeah, great to be here again.
Great to have you, let me tell you that. Thank you very, very much. And to anyone listening, the Scarfey Talks Premier League podcast is still fairly new. We're just getting going on a second channel, and we're starting on X as well, so it's brand new. It moved away from the main channel that I have, which is now just Spurs stuff with Scarfey Spurs Talks. We are a separate channel. If you're thinking, I've heard of you before, listened to you before, this feels familiar, you're right. Absolutely go with your gut on that. We're just in a different place, but available on YouTube and in the future weeks, multi-platform as well. But thank you very much for the continued support. The growth has been amazing. I'll just start by saying that before we get on to the content of the podcast. Really do appreciate it. In terms of X, 175 followers and 84 YouTube subscribers. So incredible. And we're talking 2 to 3 weeks now. And I've got, someone as well working with me to help me out, which is fantastic as well. So no, thank you for all the continued support. Let's crack into today's episode, which is purely a Game Week 32 preview because the Premier League is back and the international break is over. Thank goodness. I don't think anyone likes the international break. I hate speaking for anyone other than myself, but in this case, I think I must. John, I'll start with you. The first game is tonight, which you want to waste no time because it's not going to be long till kickoff. At the time of recording, it's really not long, about 2.5 hours to be exact. West Ham versus Wolves. It's a big one down the bottom. When I say not necessarily for Wolves, what I mean by that is they're pretty much down, aren't they? If we looked at Opta, which I don't go by completely, but 99.9% chance they have going down. Don't get me wrong, it was 100%. So they're headed in the right direction, but feels like too little too late. But for West Ham, it's huge. And if it's huge for West Ham, it's also huge for the teams in and around them. And that goes without saying, Tottenham, Leeds, Forest, we'll be watching this in particular. Give us your thoughts ahead of this one and your score prediction, John. First game.
Absolutely. Because I think Spurs fans, like you said, are going to watch us as well, Leeds and Forest as well. Yeah, I mean, look, West Ham United, 1 win in the last 6 games. They've drawn 3 times in that as well. So West Ham knows what's needed tonight. They need to win this game tonight. I think Nuno Espirito Santo's done a fantastic job since he's been there. A wonderful job. He's improved players, even to Debo, improved him as well. And I wonder if Somerville's going to be playing tonight. That'd be very interesting as well. If he makes it, that's a bonus. If not, they got Troy. And Wolves, they unbeaten the last 3 games, 1-2, drawn 1. And unfortunately, it's going to be too late for them because it looks like they get relegated this season. Unfortunately, Roy Redders has done okay. And let's be real, I think he's there just to do a rebuild for the championship next season. So for me, I think West Ham should win that game tonight. I'm going to say West Ham 2, Wolves 1, but do not be surprised if it's a draw tonight. But I'll go to West Ham to win.
Huge game as well. And if West Ham win, just to give you an idea of the size of it, Tottenham Hotspur are in the relegation zone. And that's the first time in several years that'll be the case. It's a big one. And West Ham, not only with the points, but being able to already ruin, their rivals' weekend in Tottenham. So it could be a big and an amazing one for West Ham. But game is huge importance. And you mentioned, just before we move on, John, Rob Edwards there. And you're right. It looks like they'll be managing Wolves and staying in charge. One would think, with Wolves in the Championship. How good has he done? Do you feel like they're a different side since he took over? I know it didn't hit the ground running. Not many managers do, if we're being honest. If we look at this season, it's taken a while, especially those that come in mid-season. Yeah. What have you made of the job that he's done?
I think he's done really well. I mean, he's come in, he's made it a bit solid. He's made it defensive and then tightened at the back, and he plays the back 3. That's his formation. When he was at Middlesbrough, he played a 4-2-3-1, but obviously he came to Wolves. He knew to play back 3, and it's done well. I mean, look, I know it's too little too late, and not conceding silly goals that they have been. They got fight in them, but left it too late against Brentford. I thought they were really good. Come back from 2-0 down and came back with draws too. So he could have won the game, but I mean, look, he's the perfect guy to get them up next season. Do you know what I mean? So I hope that he gets it right and go in the championship, but that championship is going to be very, very difficult. But if he goes there, if he gets them out of it, then he's done really well. But for me, I think he came at the wrong time. I think they were going to get him They should have got him in the beginning of the season and not in the middle.
Good shout. And that's the thing. Sometimes you leave it so long that it's just not going to have an impact. And just using my club very briefly, in Tottenham, I think ultimately with Frank, you sack him earlier around Christmas when we get our backsides handed to us against Arsenal and Chelsea. It was embarrassing. Or you cling on till the end of the year. Okay, you make that mistake, or even if you don't view it as a mistake, it's dismissal for me. It's the timing around anything is the issue. But when you do it, get the appointment right. And like with Tottenham, we bring in Igor Tudor. And now with 7 games to go, it looks like finally they've got the right manager in place. So it's just absolutely crazy. You have to get that managerial situation right. There's no doubt about it that Rob Edwards is the best guy to lead Wolves next season, which looks like highly, incredibly likely. We say the same every week, broken record, that it will be in the Championship. But I think he's done a great job. Quick shout out then to half a dozen YouTube comments from 2 or 3 different people. Then we'll get into the next game. Big up from Ryan, Newcastle fan.
Big up, Ryan.
Big up. And big up to Tottenham fan Cam, who says, hello all, watching here from Spain. Love it. Great stuff. I have an amazing time. It's good to hear from you the other day. Ryan says, hi, Harry, and hi, John. And then Ryan later saying he agrees with you, John. Echo what Cam says, massive game at the bottom tonight. He says he'll be watching in the pub, supporting Wolves. No surprise as a Tottenham fan. I absolutely love that. And what's great as well is I'm a Tottenham fan. John's a Newcastle fan. We've got a Tottenham and Newcastle fan in the chat. It's absolutely perfect. But it goes without saying, you guys know how it works. You know the rules by now. All Premier League fans are welcome, whether it be coming on as guesting, in hosting, or in the chat. We'd love to hear from all of you. We've got a Newcastle representation, though, so far. Let's continue and progress to the game on Saturday lunchtime at the Emirates between Arsenal and Bournemouth. John, huge one, of course. Every game is for Arsenal at the moment in terms of what they want to achieve, and that is the Premier League title. They're now out of the FA Cup and Carabao Cup, which whether people like to ignore it or not, or beat around the bush, I don't like to. I think it's simple that the pressure's on Arsenal and Arteta a little bit. They're still in prime position. They're in the driving seat and comfortably in the driving seat as well in terms of the title race anyway. But they can't afford to slip up, and Bournemouth have been a good side that picked up a lot of points. How do you view this one tomorrow lunchtime? And if you can end with your score prediction as well, please, John.
Yeah, you thought Arsenal win this game, right? They need to bounce back after that disaster against Southampton last week in the FA Cup, and maybe the best in disguise. I don't know, but you know what? They won the last 4 games in the Premier League, which is Championship winning form, and drawn the other 2 games as well. Bournemouth are draw specialists. Through the last 5 games, they need to turn those draws into wins, and then maybe Bournemouth can try and get that late push in European football. But unfortunately, those draws is going to hinge them a little bit. However, they're good football inside. I mean, Ariola's done a fantastic job there, and is he going to sign a new contract next season? I don't know. It could be off at the end of the season, and that's on hold. And Arsenal, if they're going to win the title, these are the sort of games they're going to need to win 100%. This is make or break for Arsenal. They know if they don't win this game, Manchester City, I'm sure we're going to talk about, will be back in the race again. But I fully expect Arsenal to win. I'll go Arsenal 2, Bournemouth 1, and I think it's going to be nervy for the Gunners.
Okay. Thank you very much. Ryan in the YouTube chat says, I don't think there's a way they lose this game. But I think Arsenal fans are going to be very nervous. 3-1 Arsenal, absolutely. It's important to mention, though, and even as a Tottenham fan, I will absolutely mention it because it's only right. Arsenal with a big win in the Champions League since that Saints defeat. They got a huge win against Sporting. It was 1-0 and away from home as well. It was a fair play to them for that one. I mean, yes, one of the easiest sides of the draw, absolutely, but still a huge win. And going into that second leg at home, you fancy them to progress again in the Champions League. They are doing well in that competition. And like I said, they're in the driving seat in the Premier League. You'd rather be in Arsenal's position where you can go, if you drop points, it's not disastrous. So both teams play each other. It's still going to be a big one. John, next one, though, it comes from Brentford hosting Everton. And again, we'll talk about games of importance. There's quite a few this weekend. And I put this, to the surprise of some, yes, but I put this right up there. It's a big game. It might not be easy on the eye necessarily. Everton fighting for European football and Brentford fighting for European football. Brentford probably fighting for a bigger European competition, but it is so tightly congested, so you just don't know that. Again, your thoughts on this game and also your score prediction.
Yeah, I mean, Keith Andrews has been a surprise manager, could be a manager of the year award sort of thing. So he's done a fantastic job in his first managerial job at Brentford. And I tell you one thing, the football they play is absolutely fantastic. We couldn't beat them. We lost to them twice in the season, which is quite embarrassing for us. No disrespect to Brentford, but they got a very good striker up front called Igor. What's his name? Igor? Don't tell me. The Brazilian lad up front. Something remind me later. Thiago, that's the one. Igor Thiago, that's the one. I should have known better. But he's been on fire, scoring goals as well. Top scorer as well. 16, 17 goals this season. And called up by the Brazilian national team as well, which is good. And Everton, 3 wins out of the last 4. And they're playing well on the Davy boys, like, you know what I mean? It's not pleasing on the eye, I'm not going to lie. But they've got a team full of leaders and workers as well. Jordan Pickford, without doubt, the best keeper in the league for me. I know David Raya could be up there, but for me, Jordan Pickford, for me, dare I say it, he's the best keeper in the Premier League, no doubt about it. Do you know what I mean? But Brentford needs to turn those draws into wins because they draw the last 3. Everton are going great guns, winning 3 out of the last 4 games. I did say it's going to be a draw the other night, and I'm going to stick by that. I'll go in 2-2.
2-2 in that one. Okay, thank you. Both teams, in particular, Brentford, have picked up quite a few draws of late. But Everton's form has been very good, and Brentford's has been all year. But in particular, Everton having very strong 2026. Next one, then Battle of the Bees, and both teams beginning with a B. We had the Bees in Brentford before. We've got Burnley and Brighton. They just begin with a B, but I'm still going to claim that at Turf Moor. And do you know what? I'm sick of saying to all my guests, I'll be honest, that, Burnley, is this the last opportunity? Burnley, is this the last opportunity? But I don't want to kind of ask you the same. So I'll focus on Brighton for this one, the away side at Turf Moor. For them, they've had an upturn in form recently. Do you think they can go to Turf Moor and get a result? Burnley, again, it seems incredibly likely that they A, go down, and B, I think there's a possibility now that Burnley actually finish bottom of the league. Do you have thoughts on that as well? And, of course, score prediction for this game.
Yeah. Brighton still qualify for Europe as well, by the way. They're not out of it yet. They can qualify for all European competitions next season for sure. But they won the last 2 games, and Danny Welbeck, that guy's on fire. He really is, yeah. And Burnley, well, I think they left it too late now. It looks like they get relegated. They haven't won the last 5 games. And it's a worry for them. They spent a lot of money in the summer and they still can't get it right. 20 points. They can still mathematically stay up. But the bottom line is, I don't think they're going up to stay up the season, Harry. So I'm going to say 2-0 to Brighton. But I'm sure Burnley will give it a right go. But I say 2-0 to Brighton.
Okay, you're back in Brighton, the away side, and looks like they're very confident with Fabian Hatzler at the moment. Thank you. John, sticking with you, Liverpool host Fulham. And Liverpool will be looking to respond. They hardly had a sniff against PSG. Some would say they defended well, but they still lost 2-0. And they've got it all to do at Anfield in the second leg. So how do you feel ahead of this game in terms of looking at it from outside a neutral perspective? And do you think Liverpool are, confident that they want to put something right after what we saw in the Champions League? Or do you think that'll affect their confidence so they might be tired a little bit?
We root for Liverpool to win that game, but they got the squad depth. They got big enough squad depth which to cope. Do you know what I mean? They have spent over 400 million. Yeah, looks like Alexander Isak's going to start on Saturday in that game, and it's a hard one for me because Liverpool's been off the boil. They're more in the last 3 games. Fulham have won 3 out of 6 games, and lost 2 and drawn 1, but you don't know what you're going to get from Fulham. They do play some cracking stuff. They can go to any club and upset sides as well. I did say it's going to be a draw, but you know what, Harry? I think Armstead's going to be under big pressure if he doesn't win this game. And unfortunately for the Scouts, I'm going to say Fulham to win this game. I think I'm going to put a surprise, Harry. I'm going to say Liverpool 0, Fulham 1.
Do you know what's not even surprising at this point? Liverpool, was it now 15, 16? I think it is defeats in all competitions. It was 15. It might have gone up now. I think it's 16 after PSG, and that is damaging for Liverpool. Never really ever go past 10. John, thank you. Back in Marco Silva's Fulham. Appreciate it. Next game then is Crystal Palace and Newcastle. Of course, you as a Newcastle fan will be interested in particular in this one going away to Palace. You've got a big win in the Champions League. I know I keep mentioning these big results and etc., even negative results that these European sides have got. But it's huge in terms of confidence, momentum at this stage of the season, I feel, as well as, of course, the negatives of tiredness and fatigue. How do you feel ahead of this one? Because Palace ultimately aren't what they were under, they're not how they have been, let's just say, at points under Ollie Glasner, both this season, but in particular last year. But they looked, don't say back to their former selves, but they showed more positive signs against Fiorentina. What's your thoughts and score prediction?
Yeah, and Mateta's back in the as well, so that does bode well for us, doesn't it? But yeah, look, I mean, Newcastle done under Eddie Howe's management, 750 million being spent. We spent 270 million in the summer, and we're 12th. That ain't good enough for Newcastle United, and he needs to play Foden in this right position, yeah, because he's going to continue Anthony Gordon up front. That is the thing. And as to Palace, well, I mean, like you said, I mean, they could be up and down, and the 1-3 at the last 6 games. And this game could be massive. Whoever wins this game, right, will probably push on, qualify for Europe, if you know what I mean. But Palace give it a all. They want to finish off on a high because we all know Ollie Glasner is going to be gone at the end of the season. So we'll put on a show for him. Newcastle, well, what can I say? I mean, they need to start winning after that bad defeat against Sunderland, Harry. We'll not forget that. 2 derby defeats in the season. That's totally unacceptable. Yeah. And we'll see if that's going to help the players out. Bruno's out. Bruno Guimaraes is out. Fabian Schär could be back. And I think someone else is out as well. I'll come back to you in a bit on that one. Bruno is definitely out. And that is not good. Score prediction for me. I'll make it quick on this one. I don't feel confident going into this game. Do not be surprised how it's 0-0.
You're going to stick with that 0-0 prediction?
I'm sticking a 0-0 draw because, I mean, look, Pat's going to be hard to beat.
Or not?
I'm happy. Well, not really, because we need to win games. We're getting the European football. I mean, if we win and results goes for us, we could go 9th. But if we lose this game and results goes against us, we could be down to 14th place. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, it's not good. I mean, not good at all. But next season, right? I'm sure we can talk about that in the future. If Eddie stays, he's got to get it right.
Do you want him to stay at the moment?
Look, listen, I like Eddie Howe, right? But if he gets to European football, then I'll think about it. But if he doesn't get in European football, Harry, then I'll be worried for him. Do you know what I mean? Because we need an elite manager to come in. We need an elite manager who's going to come in, make a difference. That's what we need. Because Eddie Howe is being found out now. I mean, all the opponents knows how we play. 4-3-3. We haven't got a plan B. We haven't got a plan C. Yeah. He doesn't change it up. Yeah. And he consists of playing Anthony Gordon. I'll tell you something as well before we go on to the next one, right? The other day when we played Sunderland, right? He brings on Usola before Wissa. Yeah. That ain't good. What's that going to do with Wissa's confidence? Yeah. Okay. He's not fit. It doesn't look fit. Yeah. We paid a lot of money for this guy. Yeah. And since he's been here, he just hasn't performed. That needs to be dressed up as well. And also, I'm hearing we're after Liam Delap as well from Chelsea in the summer. No, thank you, Harry. I do not want him coming to my football club. So you're going from Isak all the way down to Liam Delap. I don't want it to happen. I do not want him in my football club because at the end of the day, right? Again, Eddie Howe is buying English players, yeah? And I hope our CEO realizes that and say, right, okay, if he is going to stay, he's going to be given the place that he's going to be given. You can't trust Eddie Howe with another 250 mil. You just can't.
John, just to chip in as an outsider, and Joe, by all means, shut me down. Tell me I'm wrong. No problem.
No. Go for it.
Yeah, do tell me. It's fine. But I like Anthony Gordon. But why is he playing? And maybe it's just the time I watch, but he always seems to be playing as a number 9. And I'm thinking, I know they're not in form, but you've got, and you said there, Wissa, even Asula, but in particular, I'm thinking Nick Fulton-Marder, who started the season so well. And again, I know if you're not playing well, you shouldn't be in the team. Same for anybody. I get that. I just look at Gordon. I actually think that his potential wasted in that number 9 position. And you've got the other day 3 strikers sitting on the bench, and I'm thinking it just doesn't sit right for me. And I can't remember what game it was, but you needed a goal. You might have been Barcelona, whatever it was. You needed a goal, and I'm thinking you've got 3 strikers on the bench. Even if they're not firing, a striker breeds confidence. A goal gives them confidence. You don't get goals sitting on the bench, whether we like it or not. So, for Gordon, for you, is it just a case of him not playing at all or playing in a different position?
He's trying to use Gordon as a position sort of thing. I don't get it myself, how I really don't get it myself. some of the Newcastle fans, right, are so forgiving, right? Well, forgiving bunch of fans, yeah. We're just not being ruthless enough. Anthony Gordon is not a centre forward. He's never played up front for Everton. Why is he playing up front for Newcastle? I don't get it. You know, he's a winger, first and foremost, yeah. You're taking away his threat from the left side. And I'll tell you something now, right? I mean, Eddie's trying to do what he's done with Joe Linton from centre forward into midfield. It doesn't work. He got lucky with Joe Linton. Very lucky with Joe Linton, yeah? But unfortunately, Anthony Gordon, right, I mean, should be a left-sided mid. That's it. And you know what? I feel sorry for the Matt. I really do feel for the guy, yeah? Because if I was Julian Nagelsmann, the German coach, by the way, I'd be thinking, hold on a minute, what's he doing here? What's going on? What's he doing here? Why is he turning into number 8? Nick Voldemad's not a number 8, yeah? Or clearly, Eddie doesn't fancy him up front. I don't get it, man. It is so frustrating, Harry. Do you know what I mean? Look, the guy is started so well, and here we are. Prison midfield. I don't understand it, yeah? Eddie Howe has ruined players, yeah? He's done it with Voldemad. He's playing Gordon up front, right? Which I don't agree with, right? Then who plays on the left side? That's the thing. Mate, next season, I want to see change in the summer. I want to see changes in somebody who don't want to be here, get them gone. Livramento, Gordon, of course, and Tonali is all being linked to different clubs in the summer, yeah? All linked to different clubs. I can tell you that right now, yeah? I think Ryan would agree with us on that one as well. However, if you're going to get a striker in, get a number 9 in, a proper number 9 in. And do not get Leon Delap. Yeah, it's a lovely lad, but it's not what we're looking for. So you're going from Isak all the way down to Lap. That's not Newcastle. That's not what it's all about, Harry. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry, but I'd rather take Nicholas Jackson up front from Munich on the season loan.
Not saying something, but for me, as an outsider, again, just lastly before we move on, I've really liked Eddie Howe. I wanted it at Tottenham, I think, 2 different times because we've gone through so many managers. I think it's like 7 since 2019. Stupid amount. More than we've had years, I know that, since 2019. So incredibly worrying. But the point is, so many times I've wanted Eddie Howe, and I thought he's been great at Bournemouth. He's done great things with you guys. And even if he leaves today, he leaves in the summer, I think he should be remembered for the good things. That's just
absolutely.
Now look at the summer ahead, and I think Newcastle potentially have to part ways, probably by mutual consent, with Eddie Howe. Because I just look at it and go, there's not much doesn't appear to be any adaptation. And when there is adaptation, it's not right. Like Lewis Hall's right back the other day, and there's no striker on the pitch. It just, and what was criminal for me is like doing that man-to-man marking and just on your mouth. And you've got Burns stepping into your mouth. Of course, you're going to concede goals, and that happens. There's the pace is different. The level is completely different. So I didn't understand that. But
I can't understand either.
Eddie needs to go. He's done well. Thank you. Time to move on. Consistently bad lineups, choices, and terrible in-game tactics. What he's done to Voltemada is criminal.
Thank you.
Any other club sticks that with their striker, it's true when they're going through a down run. Yeah, absolutely. Because more than likely they'll turn it around. Going on to say that Eddie has consistently shown this year with several people that he doesn't know how to adapt and get the most out of them. Multiple times this year, he's just panicked. That's what he does feel like as well. From an outsider, I must add, he goes on to say, and just brought random people in at random positions.
Thank you. I'll just go with that quickly, right? What? Yes. So I've been random, right? As quick as I can. He has got a plan B. He has got a plan C. That is the thing. Yeah. I love Eddie Howe, right? And if he does score, I'm going to remember him for the good times, not the bad. Yeah. But we need a manager, an elite manager. My tip for me, I'll go with 2. Cesc Fabregas, which I don't really get from Cornwall, or Sebastian Hoeneß in Stuttgart. Flexible tactician, head coaches. He knows what they do. 4-2-3-1. Very flexible. They know what they're doing, and they play players in the right positions. Yeah, but if they back in Eddie Howe for another 3 more years, right? I think we're not getting European football under him.
There we go. You've heard it there first from John. Next game, though, Sunderland and Tottenham. John, talk to me about this one. Sunderland have been so good at home, apart from the last 4 or 5 games at home. Tottenham, new manager. It's the first game under Roberto De Zerbi as a Tottenham fan. I'm excited, but I want to see how you feel as well as an outsider. Tottenham have to get it right. 7 games to go, and we don't know at the time of recording, but they could be in the relegation zone if West Ham beat Wolves tonight, Friday night. So the Tottenham alarm bells ringing. They have to get results. So, yeah, thoughts and score prediction.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you smash them tonight on Sunday, man. I hope you do smash them, but Sunderland are really good at home. Oh, man, bless him. Nah, it's just, look, Tottenham need to get back to winning ways real quick because you haven't won this year. You haven't won since December the 28th. That's a long time, yeah? And Sunderland, they're just so good at home, and Brian Bobby looks a decent strike. We couldn't cope with him, by the way, in the derby. Do you know what I mean? Shaka, I meant to say. I mean, he's doing really well, the club. And, yeah, for me, the best you can hope for Harry is going to be a 1-1 draw, and I'll go 1-1 draw, mate. Not good enough, but...
No, thank you. It'll be interesting to see how Roberto De Zerbi gets on, and not only... Of course, as a Tottenham fan, I can be more interested, but I still think it's an interesting thing for the league as a whole because of the situation the Tottenham are in. But yeah, you're right. Just to add, 28th of December, something like that was the last win. But the last win at home, I know this isn't a home game, but just to work out how horrifying it is. For Tottenham is just it's awful. I think it's the 6th or the 8th of December. No win at all in the Premier League in 2026. We're now in April, not January, not March. Not February, so it's shocking stuff for Tottenham. Score in my head, 10-0 to Spurs from a Newcastle fan in Ryan in the chat. Absolutely love that. Right, John, though, next game, Forest and Aston Villa. What do you think about this one and your score prediction? Again, is huge Forest in their battle for survival and Aston Villa, their battle to ultimately get Champions League positions, and they'll be looking to catch Man United after they leapfrogged them not too long ago.
Yeah, I think it's a cracking game. I mean, both sides wants to get 3 points for many reasons as well. I think it'll be goals in this game. And I think Fitter has done a good job there as he's been there, made him a little bit solid. And Chris Wood is back, which is a bonus for Forest. Aston Villa, well, I mean, all this rumours about Morgan Rogers won't go away. It could be off in the summer. And I'll blame the Premier League for that because they turned it into the Super League. And I think it's going to be a 2-2 draw in this game. I think the goals, I think it'll be really entertaining. And Chris Wood coming back will make a bloody difference for the home side. And it will not look good for you, but I think it's going to be a draw 2-2.
Huge for Forest. Chris Wood coming back, although it takes a while to get match fit, goes without saying. Chelsea at home then to Man City without Enzo Fernandez, who's been suspended by Chelsea, well, by the manager, let's just say his choice, Liam Rossini. And Liam Rossini said today, yes, of course, we can beat Man City. Thoughts going into this one and your score prediction?
Yeah, what you'll think by Liam, the king of styles. I love his glasses. He's articulate. He looks the part. He dresses well. But he may as well be a fashion, model fashion, works in model as a fashionist, you know what I mean? Because this guy is not going to make it to Chelsea, unfortunately. But, I mean, losing Enzo Fernandez was a massive blow, by the way. Maybe should have kept his mouth shut. I get it. But, I mean, Man City, they want that title. They want to close Arsenal down. And for that very reason, I'm going to say 2-0 City. I think City will be too good for them.
Okay, and the final game, John, to wrap us up in half an hour. Man United and Leeds, of course. A bit of a rivalry there at Old Trafford. Big one for both, particularly Leeds.
Yeah, I would love to do a match day vlog for that channel, from each channel as well, by the way. I would love to have done that game. It would have been brilliant. And so the Leeds fans as well for atmosphere and passion. But yeah, that would be a cracking game. United need to win for the Champions League. Leeds needs to win to get away from the relegation zone. But I think these shouldn't be worried at all because they're going to be safe this season. I think they've done enough. They've got to play Burnley at home, I think. And I'm going to go for another draw for this game. I'm going to say 2-2.
John's going 2-2. Ryan in the chat has gone with Leeds 2-1. Do get involved with your score predictions in the comments below. Even if you are listening after, I still get back to you. Read it and reply, I promise you, within 24 hours or so. Thank you, John, very much. That wraps us up for this episode of the Scarfey Talks Premier League podcast. Where can people follow you on the socials and what have you got coming up?
Well, Harry, thanks so much for coming on my for getting us on, my friend. I really appreciate that. And your channel's growing every time. Just keep going. I hope you get a hat-trick of the awards again this year. I believe you can. And for me, you can find me on John Sinclair TV, and I do matchday vlogs all over the country. I used to do Newcastle content, but I just cannot compete anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, just I'll go around all over the country, England, Scotland. I'm going to start doing Republic of Ireland in the summer and do a couple in Europe as well. The next port of call is at Cardiff City against Bolton Wanderers in Sky Bet League One. I'll be doing my vlogs there tomorrow, 12:30. And on Sunday, I'll be going to Wembley, Luton Town against Stockport County for the 30 Trophy final. 36,000 Luton fans are coming as well. So I should be in the Luton end.
Fantastic, John. Enjoy that and keep up the good work with your content all across the country and beyond. Keep up the very good work. And thank you for coming on my brand new podcast as well in the Scarfey Talks Premier podcast. And that's not brand new, but it still feels very raw.
It does.
It does. And thank you to people like you as well that give me your time with this new podcast as well. And in terms of if you want more, I deliver just focusing on Tottenham content with Scarfey Spurs Talk. But if you're a fan of another club, here's your place, Scarfey Talks Premier League, because we'll be introducing over time daily Premier League news and coverage, which is just getting underway, touching the surfaces, only just getting going on top of the 2 episodes a week. So thank you very much. In the summer, when I finish college, when the season ends, there'll be a lot more time to focus and be able to juggle both podcasts. But thank you very much for the continued support. Me as an individual as well, at Harry Scarfe too. I create daily football content, Premier League and beyond. Thank you very much. And for now, I really do appreciate the support. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope your team does well.